Beyond the horizon of reason, there lies a realm where time itself breathes, where stone remembers the hands that shaped it, and whispers of forgotten gods drift beneath a sun that never dies. Welcome to the Rift of Realms. If you believe history is complete, think again. Now, we walk among giants of sand and spirit to the heart of the ancient world, to the land where men built mountains to touch eternity. Before we begin this descent into the sands of mystery, strike the like, share, and subscribe, and open the portal once more. This is Voices of the Stone Gods. The desert stretches to infinity, a sea of time and silence. Here, beneath the unending sun, the land keeps its secrets well. And upon this ancient canvas rise the pyramids, monuments not just of stone, but of memory, faith, and power. No other creation of humankind has endured such a weight of wonder. No other silhouette has haunted the horizon of our imagination quite like this sharp, impossible geometry against a trembling sky. But what are they? Truly, tombs? Stargates? Or the frozen heartbeat of a forgotten empire echoing across the millennia? Once, more than 4,000 years ago, the Nile was the spine of the world. It flowed like the vein of a god, carrying life, commerce, and divine order. And upon its banks rose a civilization so enduring, so enigmatic, that even today it seems to stand outside of time itself. The ancient Egyptians did not simply live, they wove eternity. Their kings were not mortal rulers, they were incarnations of the divine, bridging the mortal and the eternal. To them, death was not an end. It was a threshold, a crossing through the veil into the field of reeds, where the heart would be weighed against the feather of Ma'at, truth itself. And so, they built, not for kings, not even for gods, but for the soul's ascension. Each pyramid was a machine of immortality, a precise geometric hymn to the heavens, constructed with a mastery that defies belief. Consider this. The Great Pyramid of Giza once stood 481 feet high, composed of over 2.3 million blocks, each weighing between 2 and 80 tons. The alignment of its sides within fractions of a degree to true north is so precise that even with modern instruments, we struggle to match it. How could they have done this? The chisels, the copper tools, the manpower, yes, the scholars speak of these, but the numbers whisper another story, a deeper truth that hides between the stones. Because when the voice of time bends close to listen, it hears patterns, mathematical harmonies, echoing across civilizations, proportions identical to planetary orbits, measurements resonating with the Earth itself. Coincidence? Or the echo of knowledge older than history? The priests of Heliopolis spoke of the Benben, the first mound that rose from the waters of chaos at the dawn of creation. Upon it, the sun god Ra set foot, bringing light to the void. And from that primal stone they shaped their pyramids. Each apex mirrored the moment creation began, each block a syllable in the cosmic hymn of birth. So when you stand before the Great Pyramid, you are not facing a tomb, but a replica of creation itself. And yet, who truly built them? History names Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure, the kings of the 4th dynasty. Their visages carved in temples, their names etched on stone. But whispers persist, older than their reigns. That beneath Giza lies something far more ancient. A temple before the pharaohs, a structure whose foundation stones bear the scars of floods and fire, its age written not in hieroglyphs, but in the erosion of the rock itself. Some call it myth, others a memory of a civilization lost to the deluge, a forgotten epoch when man still spoke with the gods. Archaeologists measure, historians debate, but the desert does not speak. It only watches. And in that silence, the pyramids breathe stone lungs, inhaling the eternity of time. And so, The voice of time asks again, who taught man to shape eternity? Who first looked at the stars and decided to mirror them in stone? And what price did they pay to hold that divine secret? The answers lie buried beneath centuries of sand. But if we listen closely through the wind, we might still hear them whispering, their voices in stone. Beneath the golden dunes, the desert sleeps. But not all that sleeps is dead. There are whispers beneath Giza, a labyrinth of forgotten corridors, sealed chambers, and ancient machines that once sang in the dark. It is said that the pyramids were not merely tombs, but temples of resurrection, engines designed to bridge the mortal and divine. To the ancient priests, the pharaoh was not a man but a vessel of the sun itself. His journey through death was a ritual of cosmic renewal, a reenactment of Ra's nightly voyage through the underworld. And so, under stone and silence, the architects carved tunnels of ascension, passageways that mimicked the celestial path of the stars. Each chamber resonated with sacred mathematics, each stone laid as if it were a verse of divine scripture. Modern explorers have mapped these veins of eternity, some official, others whispered about in secrecy. In 1993, a robotic probe sent into a narrow shaft discovered a sealed limestone door deep inside the Great Pyramid. No tool had touched it in over 4,000 years. They called it Gantenbrink's Door. Behind it, radar scans hinted at more chambers, hidden pockets of air and space, like lungs still breathing in the dark. Why seal passages that lead nowhere? Why carve doors that open to silence? Perhaps because they were never meant for man. The ancient texts speak of the Dua, the shadow realm where gods and spirits walked. To enter unprepared was to invite madness. Only the divine king, guided by the Book of the Dead, could pass safely through the 12 gates of night to be reborn as the morning Sunday. Yet deep within these tunnels, something older stirs, something that predates even the pharaohs. Beneath the Sphinx, the silent guardian of time, rumors tell of the Hall of Records, a legendary vault said to contain the wisdom of a forgotten age. Atlantean, some claim. Others, the records of the gods themselves, etched in crystal and gold. The voice of time watches, for every age seeks its forbidden truth, and the truth, when found, reshapes the world. In 1997, seismic readings detected cavities beneath the Sphinx's paw, perfectly symmetrical voids, aligned with the stars. But permission to excavate was denied. Cultural preservation, they said. Yet whispers persisted of hidden chambers, and those who already knew what lay within. Imagine scrolls untouched since the dawn of dynasties, blueprints of celestial geometry, maps of the heavens before history began. What if the pyramids were not mere tombs, but resonant frequencies, tuned to the pulse of the planet and the stars? When struck by certain tones, the chambers hum vibrations that align with Earth's own magnetic resonance. The ancients may have known this. They may have built their temples as instruments of the cosmos. Modern experiments confirm it. The king's chamber amplifies sound waves in harmonic frequencies that mirror those found in nature. A cosmic echo chamber designed to amplify not voice, but spirit. The pharaoh's body, placed within, was not to rest, but to resonate. His soul, awakened through vibration, would ascend the stellar ladder, joining the gods among the circumpolar stars. The ancients believed that stone could remember that matter itself holds memory. And perhaps these stones do remember, because deep below the pyramid, in sealed passages where air has not stirred for millennia, the temperature never changes. The air itself tastes old, like the breath of creation. Each block bears a vibration, a signature left by the hands that placed it. And if one listens closely enough, one might still hear the rhythm of their tools, the pulse of their chants. The pyramids are not silent. They hum. They hum with the sound of the Earth's rotation, with the whisper of cosmic radiation, with the low tremor of time itself. Some scientists call it coincidence. But the voice of time knows better. For beneath the sand lies a civilization's unspoken truth that humanity has built and fallen many times, and each rise leaves its song behind. And so, as night falls across Giza and the last tourists leave the plateau, a soft vibration begins, imperceptible to the ear, felt only in the bones. The pyramids breathe. They pulse beneath the stars, and the gods stir beneath the sand. Time is not a river. It is a circle, forever folding, forever returning. The pyramids do not simply exist in time. They anchor it. They have watched the rise of empires, the birth of faiths, the turning of the heavens themselves. And through it all, they have waited patient, silent, eternal. For one truth remains. The stones remember. It is said that the Great Pyramid was the first calendar, the first clock of civilization, marking not only the days, but the pulse of creation itself. Every shadow it casts, every alignment it holds, whispers a secret to those who still dare to listen. The ancients believed that each civilization is born from resonance when the vibration of thought meets the frequency of matter. When the mind of man and the hum of the cosmos align, realities are born. The pyramids are not just remnants, they are blueprints. Each stone, each angle, each chamber a fragment of an equation so vast, it speaks in the language of gods. A code written not in ink, but in geometry, gravity, and light. Listen closely. You can almost hear it. A sound beneath sound. A hum that connects every mountain, every heartbeat, every star. Modern science calls it the Schumann resonance, the Earth's natural frequency. But to the ancients, it was the voice of Ra, the living breath of creation. The pyramids were tuned to this frequency not to dominate it, but to join it. For in their silence, the ancients discovered something eternal. That sound is creation itself. The universe began not with light, but with vibration. When man understood this, he ceased being mortal. He became memory. The stone gods will sing once more, and the desert will answer. The sands shift, empires fall, but the song endures. Every age forgets, and every age remembers. For memory is not lost, it only sleeps. The pyramids do not stand in Egypt, they stand in time. And as long as the stars burn, the voices of the stone gods will echo across eternity. You have crossed the rift through sand and shadow, through myth and meaning. If their echoes stirred your soul, then like, share, and subscribe to keep their story alive. For this is not the end. It is only another beginning. The rift of realms will open again, and when it does, time itself will speak.